Okay, part two. Now I've got the butter which I've cut up, and that's about, I always go by looks, that looks about 200 grams of butter, this chunky bit here. So I'm going to pop that in and let it melt because it's very hot. Just keep on stirring till the butter melts. It's in a hot liquid. I'll turn it around to melt the other side. And so I've added 4 tablespoons of golden syrup, 2 tablespoons of trestle, and half a cup of brown sugar. Now I'm adding 200 grams of butter, which is roughly about a cup, a small cup, because a large cup is about 250 grams. So see that? It is melting. So I'll just let that melt, and we'll need to put in a bowl. I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 2 teaspoons of ginger, just 2 teaspoons, and I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of mixed spice just to give it a bit of a kick into the taste, because it just gives it more spice. I did want a bit of cloves, but I don't have any. I was going to put maybe half a teaspoon because that's quite strong. And then you add how much was it? Just a moment. A quarter of a teaspoon of baking powder, and you need 460 grams of plain flour, which I just use the Coles brand, plain white flour. So that's 460 grams, and we've got how many grams in a packet? Let's see. I think it's a kilo, which is 1,000. Yep, 1 kilo. So to make 4, it's about half a packet, roughly. Half a packet of the kilo should be about 460. Because half a packet would be 500 grams. So a bit less than half. Okay, back to my mixture. That is melting. So in the meantime, I'll just put I'll stand this here, and hopefully it can still record, and I'll put the 4 cups, not 4 cups, but half a packet of the plain flour in a large bowl. And I'll just measure that just to know for next time. So 1 cup. Yeah, about 2 cups would probably give you, maybe a bit more. About 3 cups or 2.5. Please yourself. Always go by looks. Yeah, that's about half. 3 cups, just under. So I've got 3 cups of plain flour, and we only put a quarter of a teaspoon of baking powder, because you don't want it to rise too much, just a quarter, as the recipe says. So that's about that much. And I need 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1, 2. and 2 teaspoons of ginger. Ginger, I love ginger, especially gingerbread biscuits. Got to be careful with ginger because it's quite strong. Okay, 1. That's about it. 2. And like I said, I'm going to just add a mixed spice. A mixed spice. It's a master food one. Just one. It's quite strong. Just needs that extra flavour. You can really smell it too. It's got a nice clovey smell, which I wanted. Okay, 1 teaspoon. Now let's see how that butter mixture is going. Just about melted. Just a little bit there. I'll just stir that till it melts. Put in the baking powder. I think I've got all the ingredients. I'm just waiting for, oh yeah, we've got to put some eggs in. 2 eggs it says. So, I've got the dry ingredients. I'll just mix all that dry ingredients thorough while we're waiting for that butter mixture to melt. Still melting in my saucepan. And yeah, you just throw in the eggs when this solution's cooled down, because otherwise it will cook. So it's butter. See, I've still got a bit of butter melting. It's nearly there. That's how much I've got. I don't know if you can see it. So I'll just stir that in. Just touch it a bit. Yeah, it's cooling down. I'm wearing gloves, so it's quite safe. Now we'll get 2 eggs. Now I don't know if you know, but eggs carry bacteria, so you need to wash your hands. I've been doing a cooking safety course, and yeah, it says to wash your hands after touching eggs. 2, I'll wash my hands. Mix that through. Into the syrup. That should do it. I'll just pour it all in. And then we mix it through with a tablespoon. Now with gingerbread biscuit, you should let it rest in the fridge, because with any pastry you make, you should put Glad wrap it in Glad wrap. We're just going to knead it a bit. Might need a bit more flour if it's a bit too sticky, but it's quite sticky actually. So that's good. I'll make more out of it. But even when you put it in the fridge, it gets, it needs more flour. For sure, it's very sticky, see? So I'll just go by the, sprinkle some more flour until it goes into a nice smooth dough. I always cook by looks. Sometimes the recipes are not really accurate. That's better. So I would say roughly about 4 cups of flour then. Needs that bit more. That's a better one. See that? Now it's into a dough. Smells lovely. I'll just taste it a bit, see if it's sweet enough. Perfect. And that extra 5 spice just gave it a better taste. Really did. So okay, I've got it into a dough. Just put it on the bench here. Give it. I'll just get a plastic bag and put it in a plastic bag and let it rest for about at least half an hour to an hour, because it's so soft. I don't know if you can see that, it's too soft and it's still sticky, but it needs that resting, because pastry always needs to be rested. You never roll it out straight away. So I'll just get a plastic bag. Just a freezer bag. And I'll just go with that. And twist it and just pop it in the refrigerator. Okay, I'll be back soon for the next stage, part 3. This is part 2. And make sure you subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that, and give it a thumbs up.